Now, the JCPOA is the acronym for the Obama-Iran nuke deal, but whatever it's called, the deal has become nothing short of an international joke. Why? Because Iran is already in violation of it. Joining me now from Maui, Hawaii, international affairs expert and editor of the Nussbaum report, Barry Nussbaum. Barry, the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Association, come out with a report this month saying that it has essentially, the way I read it, it's always been Iran's goal to attain nuclear weapons, and that hasn't changed.
Graham, aloha, first of all, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas. You're right. The list of breaches by Iran ever since the deal was made by Secretary Kerry in Geneva is legendary. In world history, I can't imagine a worse amount of capitulation by the West against the bad guys since the West turned over and surrendered to Hitler in the late 30s. Since July, the list of violations by Iran is unprecedented in world affairs history. Every single thing they were supposed to do since July, they haven't. And on top of that, the list of provocations against the United States is absolutely unbelievable, starting with what you just said. They were caught in the big lie. They indeed have had a nuclear weapons program active for over a decade, and they have lied about it for decades.
Okay, so you mentioned multiple violations. One of them, I think, is something that all Americans should be concerned about, and that is test firing a nuclear-capable rocket. I don't know the range on the thing, but I would assume that it's probably at least an intermediate, possibly long-range missile.
Yeah, actually, according to the UN Investigations Committee, it's a true ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile, Graham, capable of carrying a nuclear payload all the way into the Western Hemisphere. They're not testing missiles anymore to hit Israel. They already have those. These are to hit the United States. And the UN says they are capable of carrying a nuclear missile. Iran's response to the United Nations was, well, we don't plan on putting a nuclear capable tip on the missile, so it's not a violation, which is complete BS.
Okay, so doesn't it seem, Barry, to you that Iran now has been emboldened by all this, that it feels like it's in the driver's seat? Now it's issuing ultimatums. What is it, 9 more demands as part of this agreement, including lifting all sanctions and not being able to apply any new sanctions as part of this agreement?
You hit the nail right on the head. Every time Obama rolls over and doesn't call Iran on their breaches, they add more. Not only has the Iranian parliament nor the Ayatollah never approved the JCPOA, they've added between 9 and 11 more requirements to the JCPOA. Keep in mind, in the beginning it was a treaty, then it was an agreement, then it was a relationship. Now the Obama White House is calling it a series of non-binding agreements between Iran and the West. And what that means is Iran doesn't have to do anything. They have missed all of their milestones under the JCPOA. In addition, they've rewritten it, as you pointed out, with between 9 and 11. Provocations continue. Just several days ago, it was discovered that an Iranian hacking team had hacked into a water system just outside of New York City, that if they had gone ahead with their plans, they might have shut down water service to as many as 500,000 New Yorkers. That happened months and months ago. It just leaked out now. What was the American response? Nothing. What was the American response to the ICBM test? Nothing. What was the American response to the 9 to 11 new requirements to the JCPOA? Nothing. Graham, the president is literally going to release money starting in January, somewhere around $100 billion, with no quid pro quo, coming from Iran in exchange.
So essentially, Iran is getting exactly what it wants. It's getting hundreds of billions of dollars, it's getting money, and it's getting time, and it's getting this time to possibly build nuclear warheads under the cloak of this agreement.
Don't forget, they have denied inspections on all nuclear bases where the UN has just proven that the nuclear weapons development program has been taking place. Israeli intelligence, Graham, according to my sources, is now saying they probably already have nuclear triggers. They just haven't been found yet. They've got evidence that Pakistan and North Korea have been sending that technology over to Iran for the last several years.
Well, I'll let you go. I know you have a golf date with Obama on the other island. In fact, I think he's walking behind you right now. Mary Kaliki Maka, Barry, thank you.